right? Kind of like how we read through like Jesus parables, and like it's like we don't understand them at first, but it's like the more you keep reading them though, you start to realize what Jesus was actually saying in those parables. It's like, whoa, this applies to my life every single day, right? So that's what kind of connected the dots through me when I was just talking about that. So hopefully that helped a little bit. But yeah, he's just basically kind of trying to tell them, like, that's what Paul's just basically trying to tell them though. Like, we we had to, like, through the faith through Christ, right? You are now free from those sins, right? You know. So then we go to verse 3, which says here, in the same way, we also, when we were children, we were in slavery under the elements of the world. So it's why what I said here is like just how they were like slaves of the world, like when Christ wasn't there, and it kind of compared it to like how we were children, right? Like with spiritual maturity, right? Maturity, right? It's like when we're children, like little kids, like we don't know God like as well as we would know now, or had the ability to know now. So I kind of like feel like he's comparing it to that, like how they were with the law, right? When the law was there, it's like their spiritual maturity wasn't there yet. But now that Christ has come, the opening for the spiritual maturity is there now, right? So it's all about like Paul trying to talk to the Galatians really, and really he's just like talking to them and trying to allow the Spirit to talk to them, talk through him. I meant talk through him as he's trying to explain this to them, and then that's why in like the next session it says Paul's concerns for the Galatians. So like I feel like he's a little bit worried about how they will go about, and he's like really just like praying heavy for him and stuff like that. So like it's like he's like questioning, like next session he's like questioning them a lot of stuff, and trying to see where their heart and minds are at, you know. So that's kind of what I'm getting out of that, So kind of just like how we're children, and we don't know that much, but the older we get, the more we start to learn more about stuff in this world, and the more we start to learn more spiritually too, like where you're gonna go with your spirituality, right? You know. So then we go to now we finish it off with verse 6 and 7. Okay, so which says here, and because you are sons, God sent the Spirit of His Son into our hearts, crying, Abba, Father. So you are no longer a slave, but a son, and if a son, then God has made you an heir. This was really good. This is really good. So I got like 3 little areas I got from this. So what I said here